I don't see it. No, but we can share it if we can't see it. Oh. This is what happens when you get your friends together and you try to do something, and we too busy fussing and fighting to get going. Okay, we're live on Facebook. All right. I want to thank everybody for joining me today, and welcome to a new feature that I'm going to launch. It's called Come Drink With Me. So a lot of people have been hitting me up, especially during this quarantine. We've been missing our like patio time, we're missing our after work cocktail time. So I thought it would be cool to kind of bring everybody together and just show you how to make a couple of drinks. And since today is Derby Day, I thought we would do a couple of bourbon-based cocktails just to kind of honor the spirit of the Kentucky Derby. So let's get rolling. First off, I want to thank Wally Brown of Contempo Studios for being my host for my very first Come Drink With Me feature. So shout out to him. And I want to thank the gentleman of Sir for joining me for this lunch. So hey guys, how y'all doing? Got Terrell, L Mac, Tracy Davis there. So what we're going to do first is mint juleps. Mapa, mint juleps. It's so hard to find good help these days, I promise you. All right, so mint julep is a cocktail. It's very simple to make. It's steeped in tradition. In fact, it is the official cocktail of the Derby. Now, mint juleps are not for everyone. They have a very distinct profile. It's basically 4 ingredients: bourbon, mint, crushed ice, and sugar. So because you only have 4 ingredients, you want to make sure you have a nice, good bourbon. So I brought out my little burgeoning bourbon collection here. I got some Blanton's, which I don't think I would ever mix in a cocktail. I just drink this straight. I got some Angel's Envy, and I got some Bullet bourbon. Bullet is actually one of my favorite bourbons to drink and to make cocktails with. So I'm going to make this mint julep with some Bullet. Ingredients, we're going to do, like I say, bourbon. Now, traditional Derby, traditional mint juleps are normally made with like a little mint and some sugar and some water, but I like to make it easier on myself. So I make mint simple syrup, which is just a little bit of mint, equal parts sugar, equal parts water, put it on the stove, let it warm up. Once it cools down, you have your mint simple syrup. And again, traditionally, mint juleps are served in a silver cup. For one, I like to buck the system. 2, I don't have a silver cup, so I'm going to use my copper Moscow Mule because that's just how I do things. So I'm going to fill my Moscow Mule cup up with some ice. Well, first I'm going to get my jigger, and we're going to start off with half an ounce of mint simple syrup. So let me get my mint simple syrup open here. And I believe Terrell is using some actual mint. So if you don't have mint simple syrup, just take your mint, put it in the bottom of your glass and muddle it just so you can release the flavors and the essence of the oil. So do that. I'm going to put me some simple syrup in here. Put that in my cup. Then we're going to do 2 ounces of bourbon. Real simple. One. Oh, you know what? Maya's supposed to be. I swear. I'm sorry. I didn't give her the signal. 2 ounces of bourbon. There you go. Then I'm going to get some crushed ice, which I have handy over here. You put as much crushed ice as you want, but presentation-wise, normally in a mint julep, the crushed ice can sometimes kind of come out of the glass. So I'm going to put a little crushed ice in here. Making a mess. Not fun if you don't make a mess. Oh, okay, there we go. Now, once you get it in there, you just kind of stir it. Stir it into this chill or until you get like a nice little coating of frost on your glass there. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to use my copper mugs, because I know it would show that frost a little bit better. And I got a nice little layer of frost on my glass there. And we're going to garnish it with some fresh mint if you have it. Pop that baby in there. And there you have it, mint julep. Cheers. Everybody taste your drink. Oh, I found you a copper mug. I like that, TK. Now, like I said, a mint julep is a distinct, look at These ain't lightweight cocktails. Now, this is a very distinct flavor profile. Not everybody likes them. When I first started having mint juleps, I didn't like them. I look forward to them now every Kentucky Derby. But I got a couple of tricks if you want to change your profile up a little bit. If you find it a bit much, and if you've had one, you know what I mean when I say much, you can add a little bit of Prosecco or sparkling wine to it, and it will lighten it up. So I'll do that. Just add a little bit, as much as you want. It just kind of helps cut the sweetness and kind of cuts the tang of that bourbon, especially if you're not a bourbon drinker. Give it another stir. This is my favorite way to have it. And then another way you can do it is, you're not a fan of sparkling, you can take you some fresh lemon juice. I would do about a half an ounce and pour it in your mint julep, and then you have a bourbon mint lemonade, which is also a nice summer, spring patio drink. So those are a couple of options for you in case you don't like the flavor of the mint julep. All right, now we're gonna move on to the old fashioned. I know a lot of you gentlemen love y'all some old fashioned. On almost every search shoot, we have something old fashioned related. That's kind of how I came up with the Surtee. And that's definitely how I came up with the new old fashioned, which is what we had at the last shoot. So a little bit about the old fashioned. The old fashioned came into fashion. See what I get there? That's a dad TK joke right there. That's a dad joke. It came into fashion in the 1800s. So it's a really old cocktail. Now there's a little bit of debate as to where it was created. So Chicago said it was created in Chicago. Louisville said it was created in Louisville. In fact, it's the official cocktail of Louisville. And the first couple of weeks, I think in June, they have like a big, like an old fashioned like celebration. They just do old fashions for the first 2 weeks in June. What we're gonna do now. So for this part, we need what I consider like a rocks glass or a bourbon glass. I consider this a bourbon glass, a rocks glass. And you're going to take your ice. Now for old fashions, I suggest you use a block of ice. Like the bigger your block of ice, the slower it melts. And they're easy to make. You can get a mold and you can make a sphere like I did here, or you can make a block. And I have some of those as well. So I'm gonna use a block. And the benefit of the block is, again, it cools your drink, but it melts very, very slow. So you actually get to enjoy the full intensity of your drink, and it's cool and it's not super watered down. So another really simple cocktail, 3 ingredients: bourbon, bitters, and a little bit of simple syrup and an orange peel. Now for this drink, I'm gonna use my Angel's Envy, simply because I want to. This is my own little personalized bottle I picked up on my birthday. My best friend and I did a distillery tour on my birthday, so this was one of my birthday gifts. So we're gonna do 2 ounces of bourbon, and I'm not going to forget to tell my pie to do the camera myself. Good job. So we're gonna do 2 ounces of bourbon. Again, put the ice in the glass. 1, 2. Isn't that so pretty? Ladies and gentlemen, wouldn't you all agree? I think that's a Coming to America thing. So instead of using simple syrup in my old fashioned, I prefer to use St. Germain's. I like the flavor of St. Germain's, and St. Germain's does the same thing by adding sweetness to it. So let me get my St. Germain's. I knew I was forgetting something when I set this up. So if you're doing simple syrup, just get 2 bar spoons. This is a bar spoon. Get 2 bar spoons full of simple syrup. I'm gonna do my St. Germain's. Oh, so some of it dripped out. This 1, 2, close enough. Close enough. Not making a mess here. All right, and then we're going to take some Angostura bitters, and you can find these in the grocery store. You can find them in most Kroger's on the aisle where they sell their cocktail preps, like the margarita mix and the Bloody Mary mix. So a couple of dashes of that. I'll say 3 to 4 good dashes. There we go. And then you just stir it with your cocktail spoon until it's chilled. And this is you can make this in a cocktail shaker, or you can make it in glass. This is such a simple cocktail. I like to just make it in glass. Once it gets cold, and you can tell by touching it. There we go. Then you're going to take an orange peel. Peel it, real simple. And you won't be able to see this because this is not the best camera, but once you twist it, that first twist, a bunch of essential oils come out. So you want to twist it and release those oils, and then you just kind of rim it around your glass a little bit, and you pop it in. But because I'm fancy and bougie like that, I prefer my little maraschino cherry. Actually, this is a Giallo cherry with the orange peel wrapped around it as my garnish. Yeah, and then that is your old fashioned, gentlemen. And so that I don't stab myself. Cheers. This is tasty. Oh Lord, it's gonna be fun times around the Montgomery household this afternoon with these 2 bourbon cocktails I have to drink. Now I do have a couple of options for you on the old fashioned. Again, it calls for simple syrup, but I prefer Saint Germain in mine. So if you like a lighter sweetness to it, I use this. And you can also play around with the bitters you use. Now, Angostura bitters are the traditional bitters that you use in this, but a couple of bitters that I like to play around with in my old fashions is cardamom, just when I'm feeling festive. And I also have chocolate bitters. Because the old fashioned is orange based, you know how orange and dark chocolate really goes together really, really nicely. A couple of drops of chocolate bitters is another nice way to kind of spice up your old fashioned. So did everybody follow along okay? I didn't lose anybody? Good. All right. Well, that's it for me. I wanted to want to thank you guys for joining me again. This is the inaugural, what is it? Launching, branching, shipping. What is it called? Look at Wally. Wally has officially disowned me. Look at his eye. I don't know what it's called, but this is a new feature.
Oh, the inaugural. That'll work.
Inaugural, but I don't know if it was like an inaugural lunch or like, you know how you push the ship in the water? What's that called? We didn't get, anyway, this got Elsie. But I wanted to kind of just introduce my new interactive service I'll be doing every Wednesday now. I'm sorry, every week now on Instagram Live. So if you are not following me yet, please go follow the spirited_traveler on Instagram. And so what I'm going to do is, if y'all know me, y'all know I'm always out on my patio. I'm always saying I'm patio pimping. So I want to get you guys in on the fun. So every Monday, I'm going to drop a list of ingredients on my Instagram, probably in my Instagram story. Go get those ingredients. On Wednesday, we're going to come together and we're going to make a cocktail. I'm not going to tell you what we're making. Just get the ingredients and show up Wednesday. About 5 o'clock, it's going to take about 5 minutes. We're going to make a nice cocktail. Then you can take that cocktail and either enjoy it with your family or go out there and enjoy it on your patio, because that's what I'll be doing. So that's my new feature. It's going to be called Come Drink With Me. And I also wanted to take this time to kind of launch. We'll let you guys know what some other services I'm available to hire for. I've been doing this a lot this year, just behind the scenes, not really telling anyone. But the Spirited Traveler is available to curate or create cocktails for any event that you have coming up. What most people have been doing is just hitting me up ahead of time saying, hey, I have this particular event. This is the theme. This is the flow. This is the feel. Can you create something for me? I create them a drink. I create a recipe card for them, and I send it back to them real simple. I'm also doing like a virtual like bartending. I don't want to say bartending because I'm not making anybody's drinks, but I could be like a virtual bartender for your event. So I have a class reunion coming up, and I'm just going to come on ahead of time while they're getting ready. And they're prepping, show them how to do the drinks, have a little music going, have a little pre-mixer kind of sort of. And then once they get their events launched and going, I'm going to head out. So I'm available for that as well. And for my people who are local in the Mid-South area, I have what I'm calling my Corona cocktail special. I have some 16-ounce adult Capri Sun city bags. So I will be making some batch cocktails and selling them. And I will be putting the menu and the prices up on my Instagram feed. I'm going to start out, of course, with some Surtea. I'm going to have me some good old watermelon sangria. I know that someone's on here favorite. I'm not going to call any names out, but I know that someone's on here special. And I might add another flavor to it. He can toe it off on himself. So be on the lookout for that. And once again, I want to thank the gentleman, the sir, for keeping it cute. and Corona free with me over here today. So final cheers. Shout out to Wilder Brown for hosting my very first Come Drink and Me feature. And I'll see you guys later. Cheers. Now we just need some music. Have a little party.